Stagnation, welcome back to the channel. Jim Cramer has sold all of his Bitcoin for a farm, and at the same time, he sold his Ethereum to buy a freaking boat. Can you believe it? Yes. This is life in 2022, mid recession, or even mid recession. Who knows what a recession is? So here's an interesting situation. If you are on Twitter, right, you may have come across Jim Cramer. And as a matter of fact, if you're familiar with Jim Cramer, you know that this is one analyst that is paid to be wrong. Okay. As a matter of fact, it's kind of been like a running joke with us even where we're like, hey, if Cramer says something, hurry up and do the opposite because it's not going to work in your favor. Right. So recently, Cramer hopped on Twitter. Double O.
Yes,
Take us
sir.
away, man.
Oh
What did
my
this man
goodness.
say? I want to
Oh
see
my
this thing
goodness.
again.
I cannot
Let's talk
stop.
about it.
Oh my goodness. All right. Let me go ahead and add this to the stream real quick. All right, this is our boy Cramer here, man. I guess I call him my guy, because back in the day, I used to follow this guy like no man's business. He got me a lot of
Oh
trouble too,
snap!
and I lost a whole lot of money with him. Ugh.
Hey, is this back when y'all used to have to call your broker to place your order?
That was when freaking buying the stock was $20. Was it $12 to buy stocks back in the day? You know, you sit on CNBC to get trade ideas. You know, you
Ah,
go buy your old house because Kramer told you to go buy a house, and then the market crashes.
what a long
Woo-wee.
way we've come.
Well, Kramer said, as far as crypto, same. I bought a farm with my Bitcoin winnings, all announced, and I bought a boat with Ethereum. Who buys a boat with Ethereum? Ugh, who buys a boat in the first place? Anyway, all announced, everything disclosed. I want you to bet against me. I guess it's really mad that folks are starting to bet against him for real now. You
Hey,
do not you do not do this for 42 years and lose money every year. Of course, you
well,
make money once every other while.
look, man, I get it. Maybe he's not been losing money straight for 42 years, but you have to ask yourself, what do you mean by you've not been losing money for 42 years? When clearly we can see physical evidence that all of your advice has always been moving in the wrong direction. Because it will seem to be that the only way you've been making this money in these 42 years is by, I don't know, I don't want to say pushing pump and dumps, but shilling things and then taking a position in the reverse, right?
That is
So
the secret that nobody knows. That it intentionally does that. It pumps everybody into the position and then it gets out.
look, man, you cannot tell me that you've been straight winning for how many years when there is video after video, live evidence. The internet is undefeated. You cannot hide from the internet. Okay. Now, I want to shift gears on this thing a little bit as well. Kramer says he's sold his Bitcoin to buy a farm. Now, first of all, it seems that your returns that you got on Bitcoin, if Bitcoin can give you enough returns, because this man has been holding Bitcoin for less than 2 years, right? He's a newbie when it comes to Bitcoin. And so if you've been holding Bitcoin for that short period of time and it has enabled you to buy a farm, that says something about the returns that Bitcoin is delivering.
Oh
For
snap.
one, it tells you that the S&P cannot compete with Bitcoin. Okay. Two, giving this man's shady record. Okay. There's two things. We know that this man was not into Bitcoin for the longest. You know this. He was saying that this thing is going to go to garbage. He was on the old school crowd, or the old school bandwagon, if you will. Then suddenly he owns Bitcoin to the point where he's selling it for profits. Now, given his track record again, because again, everything I'm going to say here is just based on his behaviors, man. I cannot make any predictions. I cannot say anything that I don't know because I don't know the man, but we know his actions, right? Now, if this man is telling you to sell Bitcoin, if he's saying that he sold his Bitcoin, which means that he does not think that it's going to keep running up, where do you think Bitcoin is going? Yeah, we'll stick with the same thing. Do the opposite of what he does. I will not sell my Bitcoin because Cramer sold his Bitcoin to go buy a yacht because he doesn't think he'll keep running up. Double up. What do you think?
Number one, he could have bought that same farm without selling his Bitcoin.
There we go.
All right, you
There we
take the
go.
leverage against it. It's the same thing. It's the same thing that you get, like the same thing you do when you buy your options. So you can do the same type of leveraging. And
Exactly,
there are institutions out there. I'm sure Kramer will not say he does not know that he can do that. I'm sure he did the same thing to buy his boats.
dude. He has a bunch of advisors. You know what I mean? And I think that the financial advice which he gives out on TV has nothing to do with how he's managing his personal finances.
Boom. That is
You
the
know?
answer right there. Kramer's trick is to get the population to go in. You
Yeah,
basically you slaughter the pigs while he gets out. He got in when Bitcoin was rising. He sold
mm,
Bitcoin at the top and left everybody else hanging. It's a marketplace. Somebody's buying, somebody's selling. It's getting you to buy so that you can sell.
absolutely, which is totally fine. But when you're using the masses, because we don't all have that exposure to use the masses to get the trade in our direction, right? Um, but then again, let's look at some of the track record of this man, right? We can see that there is evidence of people who have been taking trades in the opposite direction and absolutely crushing it,
Let's go ahead and present evidence number one.
right? Evidence number one. How you say committed into what do you say when you commit the evidence into a case?
Yes. The lawyers out there know it, man. If you don't, come go
Yeah,
ahead
the
put it in the
lawyers know it. I
comments.
don't know. That's not my strong. Yeah, that's not my
what's
strong
what's
suit,
the
man.
right terminology, y'all?
Exactly.
Yeah, but we are presenting the evidence, right? Our God, she's definitely our God trading. She trades. She said, "Look, officially adopted the inverse Jim Cramer account. For those
Right.
who are not aware, I started the account with 50K, and look at that, 100,000, right?
Look at that.
So there's money to be made if you go against Cramer. Oh, by the way, there's a inverse ETF, Cramer ETF coming out, right?
Yeah.
And this is another good example. Oh my god, this reminds me of back in the day when I used to follow this guy. Man. I lost so much money with him. Oh my god. So it's back in June. Like, oh yeah, this is the bottom, right? At the time, Meta was $200. Guess how much Meta is now? $65. It was telling you, oh yeah, go ahead, get in. Buy Amazon, buy Meta. You know how many people bought back then that were calling me, Kenny, should I go buy this? Why? You started
Destroyed.
buying. Destroyed.
Destroyed. Destroyed, man. Not a chance. Look, man. Um, there's been so many situations. I'll give you a most recent one, just off the top of my head. Recently, Kramer said SPY will not go back to what was it? Is it July?
Yeah,
July lows?
June, July lows. That was
Yeah,
the
we're
bottom.
there. We're there.
Yeah.
We're there. Okay. He said he was gonna keep it is what it is, man. But I think that is something that people should pay attention to. Two, um, if there is an inverse ETF coming out, right, an inverse Kramer ETF, I would stay away from that.
Oh, you mean an inverse Cramer ETF? That's.
Yes.
Oh yeah. I mean, just go buy your own. You don't have to go buy an ETF to bet against Cramer.
Yeah, because here's the thing. Here's the thing. It's like if they have to start doing an organized thing to go against this one person, it
Yeah.
just tells me that they have figured out a way to make money.
Yep.
And I'm not going to participate in whatever that is because right now it's working just fine. And
Yep.
people can like just like you said, people can go against his calls
Hmm.
without having to jump into a specific ETF. All right, because now there's someone charging you some management fees for this ETF or whatever the case might be, and it might be like an options thing and it's not moving, but like there is like all this trading going on, and yeah,
That is fire. That is big information right there. What you just said, you need to say that again, folks. Why
hey,
buy an ETF? Because it's the people that created the ETF that is making the money, not you.
exactly.
Especially
So
this type of ETF.
yeah, it's kind of like the what was it, the Bitcoin ETF thing that came out a while back,
Mm-hmm.
and everyone was kind of going crazy over that. Yeah, those people are losing massively right now. You know, the only thing they have waiting for them on the other end is a tax event they'll create when they decide to move out of it. Hey, maybe they can write it off though, or
If you
something
get the
like
right
that.
CPA, yeah, maybe you can.
Yeah, there we go. Well,
Yeah.
that's it for that one. Any final thoughts, Double O?
Champion. Let me just say that this was fun.
Mm-hmm.
We're gonna put another video after this. Just talking about Bitcoin. Check that out.
Absolutely.
Don't follow Cramer. Don't follow his financial advice. Not
Hey,
financial
man,
advice. I'm just saying.
do what you want. Just share your experience with us. Is all we ask. All right. Do not forget to follow us, please, please, ladies and gentlemen. Like the video. Okay.
Yeah.
Comment. We need to see some engagement in the comment section. Share the video as well. Right. We're trying to crank up. You see, we're at 400 or something on the cusp of what is it? 500 subscribers is where we are.
Yeah, well,
So
we're trying to get to that number.
listen, man, our big toe is on the gas pedal. All we're asking is for you to give some support by leaning your big toe on the same gas pedal, maybe like 2 feet away from ours. But that's all it is.
Big toe? How big is that
Exactly.
toe?
It's like SpongeBob's, like how did he have it on there? Something like that. Anyway, follow us on Twitter, Facebook, and Instagram, STAKKFin, and of course on Spotify, STAKK. I think this is all we got. Until next time, Stagnation. Brazen out.